Hello, everyone. We're back with another episode of Super Subs Podcast. This is episode I think
Uh,
70s. Are we in the 70s?
I think so.
Okay. So yeah, it's been holiday times. So we've taken a break, but we've been still watching games, just haven't had a chance to record. But we're back, hopefully a little more consistent. A podcast where two bros talk all things footy, drop takes hotter than a manager's seat after a five-game slump, and discuss who deserves our prestigious award of Super Sub of the Week. So it's football talk that feels like you're right here with us in the room. So lace up your boots as we get underway. Uh, Narv, I'll let you get started on who you have as Super Sub of the Week.
Nice. Great intro. I thought you'd be a little rusty with that, with our little hiatus. I'm gonna say my super sub is from the Super Cup final. And I know this one, I didn't watch the game, but saw some of the highlights, and I'll have to go with Gonzalo Ramos. Again, last minute equalizer to get PSG over the line versus Marseille. To get their trophy in the domestic tournament.
Nice. That was going to be my pick too. Just from this week, I was trying to think back to games, and there weren't really many.
There were a ton of midweek games, but not many super subs.
Yeah, I agree. So for me too, Gonzalo Ramos. Um, and you were telling me about Deserby. He was kind of heartbroken there.
He said he got like he told the reporters that he actually cried in the dressing room just because he said that loss hurt. He's like, I don't get emotional, but that one hurt. Just the way he set up
Yeah.
and stuff. He said like set him up for a win.
Yeah, another guy that was a potential shout when I was watching the game was from the midweek Newcastle Leeds too. Botman making his return. And you called it, Chow, you and Trey, that uh, Chow, the center back from
Mhm.
Milan, was going to be like when we created our transfer of the season.
Yeah.
He was our center back, and he's been a beast for Newcastle.
Yeah, because Milan fans were happy that they were able to sell him. He- I mean, he had a shaky first half, but yeah, very good
He,
second half.
yeah, and he got subbed for Botman second half just because he had a I think he
Yeah,
had an own goal and then almost a red. So brought on Botman, and he hasn't really played much with injuries, but he got a nice assist. But he almost caused an own goal too at one point. But
with the miscommunication at the back.
yeah,
Oh, that
um,
was it. Yeah, he had the or Chow, however you say, it, he had the handball for the PK.
yeah,
You need
um,
to go look at. I should have done this quiz for you like before we started, but like Calvert Lewin, if you look at his goal scoring heat map.
is it all within the box?
It's
Like
all
6 yard?
like straight up just lined up right at the penalty area.
Oh, that's funny. He's caught some form though with Leeds recently. Leeds themselves have been,
Yeah, him and Mr. Aronson,
yeah,
the
do,
American.
new Captain America.
Heck no.
Um, but I think in the last four games he has three goals now.
hmm
So impressive return there. But we'll jump into the agenda now. Maybe we'll start with we'll keep this brief. Um, we'll start with maybe the Chels. We last time we recorded, we were kind of in the title race. I think now we've fallen away and probably not in the yeah, we're not in the title race. I think
How
we're
the
what,
tides change.
15 points behind. I blame it on us not recording. I think it was
Bad luck.
bad luck. Um, so we lost drop points to Fulham midweek 2-1. Harry Wilson again. He had a
He's been
goal
on
in the.
fire too.
He's been really good. I know we gave him a shout out in our last episode, but he was brilliant this game again. In the FA Cup too. I don't know if you saw his Stravilla assist, one touch
Mm.
volley assist.
Yeah.
Ridiculous, but um, Yeah, in this game, we started with our new manager as well. First game for him. I think he was watching from the stands. But Callum McFarlane, he was on the touchline again. We stole a point from City previous week, and so we were hoping maybe this will catch form, but ended up losing 2-1. And just kind of poor, poor performance throughout the pitch. I think Delap was the only one causing some chaos, but um, I think Fulham deserved to win this one, and probably more than just
Yeah, Harry Wilson,
one.
he had that one goal where it looked really, even with the, I know they do semi-automated with the VAR, but even with that, he looked on that disallowed one.
Yeah, it was a tight. It was like Jimenez is like his stud was
Yeah, it's
offside or
something.
something
Yeah, and then
ridiculous.
him and his that celebration was savagery because that marked the game where like I think a year ago, yeah, Mr. Light's gonna
Mr.
hit it.
Lightskin. Yeah, I was confused by his celebration. I was like, why is he trying to pull a Luis Suarez here?
Uh,
But then I was like, Mr. Lightskin.
yes, Chelsea, their form. It's been kind of scary how much y'all dropped off.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you said, it's during that Christmas time break. Ever since you guys took that shocking defeat by Leeds, it's been a little downhill since then.
Yeah, and I told you December for some reason, like December was going to be a huge one for us, and we've always kind of struggled for some reason.
Well, it doesn't
And
also help with the fixtures you guys had. I think ever since the Leeds,
yeah,
your guys' fixtures have been quite um, tough.
yeah, it has. But even just well, maybe I think it was one win in the league out of six or something.
Yeah,
Just unacceptable. Um,
we're
and I
ahead of
think
y'all.
are y'all really?
Yeah.
Dude, that's not good. Yeah, so we've fallen down to eighth, and Fulham right on our tails there at ninth, tied with on points. But a big talking point in this one was the Kukurea red card. What did you make of that? Did you think it was a deservingly a
Yeah,
red
I
card?
did. I don't think it was that controversial because he looked like last man to me. I think if I think it was a foul that had to be done, otherwise Harry Wilson would have gone behind. But it was kind of poor,
Yeah, I don't
just
know. Maybe it
how
was
it
just a
was.
little.
It was kind of poor how it was caused, like just a simple ball over the top.
Yeah, I don't know if it's just my biasness, but I don't know. I didn't think it was like a clear cut chance if he did go through.
Yeah, I guess he had somewhat of a case of like who was it, Chalaba, kind of covering. But yeah, that was a close. I wouldn't have been upset either way, which way it would have gone. I just thought it was poor to even get that caused.
That's true.
Just that
Yeah,
situation.
yeah, and I guess like when we did score, once Delap did score, there was a little momentum headed our way, and I thought it was a valiant effort though.
Mm,
Uh, that second half, especially where we climbed back and got the goal, and it seemed like maybe we were going to be the ones to score, but
yeah. I
yeah,
will say y'all's set pieces though. You guys looked like lethal off corner kicks every time. Enzo Fernandez, his deliveries were scary that game.
he puts it right on the goalkeeper.
Yeah, with like so much pace too.
But a player that's been really annoying me, and I could see in the stands was
I
annoying.
know.
Who?
Pedro Neto.
Yeah, just loses the ball way too easily, and just his. I don't know.
That's a
Like
bad sign having like Garnacho as the other that you have to rely on to have that spot.
yeah, and I don't know if you saw the game. We had a tough match yesterday. We played in the FA Cup. We had Charlton,
Get
and
out of here.
Garnacho was getting booed the whole time. But like, I was like, okay, this is a confidence type game for him.
Yeah, Charleston. Yeah.
Like take on your defender, and he was doing that consistently, which like he should be doing. But then he was just losing the ball every time. Just his dribbling was off. So I don't know. It's just I don't know if it's just bad form for him or what. So
Yeah, it's not good times. And I know it's like hindsight. Like, I mean, Madueke was never the left wing type of player, but like, I feel like even at Arsenal, he's played like how people at Chelsea expected, like
hmm
scary, but then no final
final
third
product.
product.
Yeah. Um, but we'll see. I think a lot of criticism for Maresca was just not playing Esteval enough. And I think he wanted to protect him, just him being young, didn't want him to just immediately be in these big games and his confidence get hurt at such a young age too. But I think Liam Rosenior, like our new manager, is gonna just kind of throw him in, just because he loves just trusting the young guys and playing the youth.
Yeah, I'll be really interested to see how he sets up. Obviously, at Strasbourg, he was a huge fan of Andre Santos, and I was I kind of like him as a player too. I've been saying like he'd be a good fit at United when we had
hmm
that. We'll talk about later when we had Amarin, but so I wonder if he'll get more minutes under the new manager.
Yeah, no, honestly, he could have been a super sub against Man City,
Mm.
collected a point, but he was kind of a huge difference maker in the midfield there. But it's been a tough patch for us. But new manager, we'll touch on kind of Maresca and that whole situation, but we'll
Yeah, and
see.
if Liam doesn't work out, you guys have Gary O'Neill next up, lined up. Seems like
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
he's lined
Um,
up. I think for the next Strasbourg
yeah, I think
manage.
he's a
Oh, it's
Strasbourg manager
confirmed.
now.
Okay,
Yeah.
nice.
Um, so I don't know. It always just feels like, uh, as a Chelsea fan, I'm kind of disappointed, but then I'm always saying to myself, "Oh, we have such young talent. Like next year, the year after will be our year. We're building something scary. We're building the next. Uh, what did I used to say?
Dynasty.
Dynasty. So I feel like I'm just gonna be a record on repeat right now, where I still see it. I see the potential, but um,
Dynasties take time.
yeah.
It is unfortunate with your situation now, but yeah.
And the more I've been thinking, I really want to see Nicholas Jackson back at Chelsea. Just the way he combined with our guys. Delap, he's gotten better since his injury, but I don't know. Nicholas Jackson he was really nice on the eye.
Hmm.
But with that being said, we can move on to the next game, which was United versus Burnley.
Disgusting.
Sesko, couple goals, but standout for me was Bruno. I think that pass goes so underrated, and I think
Hmm.
he's up there in the leaderboard for most assists this year, quietly.
I think he's number one or number two. It's him or Cherky on the top spot. I forget which one. But yeah, it was Fletcher's first game as the interim manager after the whole situation. And we started off pretty well first 10 minutes, and then Burnley kind of got like a freakish goal off a deflection. Then we looked kind of shaky, and then Sesko, he was looking threatening all game, making runs, really like intelligent runs too. Seven finished the game with 7 shots on target, and so he ends up getting the brace to put us up 2-1, and literally 5 minutes later, Jane Anthony scores a worldie to level it. It's kind of frustrating. Just I hate giving him prop like or the guy United Strand who hasn't cut his hair.
hmm
But our last few fixtures, we had Wolves, Leeds, Burnley, and we beat Newcastle before that. So that could have been close to the 5 game win streak. Granted, we lost to Brighton today, but like literally playing like the worst teams, and we just drew
hmm
versus all three. It's disappointing. I know it is the AFCON, so like we're quite limited on who we could bring on, especially with injuries as well. Like Mount was hurt during the earlier fixtures, and um, so yeah, it's a sticky situation. Dropping points versus relegation type teams.
And what's been surprising is the leakiness of the back line, especially just because I feel like that was one thing y'all were decent at is like preventing chances. Is the issue is always in front of goal.
Uh-huh.
Um, so what do you think has been like the issue there?
Uh, I don't know. I think it's Delit missing him and Maguire. I know it's nice having Martinez back because he is like one that's like really good ball playing type center back. Gives a little fight, but I think having the presence of like Delit or Maguire, especially Delit, the form he's been in, he could easily been like contender of center back like team of the season. Ever since he's been injured, it's been a huge loss.
Hmm.
And Aiden Heaven, yeah, he's really talented, but I don't think he's just quite ready to be a starter week in, week out just yet.
Yeah, I'm a fan of his game. I know he was kind of blamed for his performance, but I didn't think he was too bad. It was kind of unlucky
Yeah.
the own goal, and then even the uh, kind of the break that
Hmm.
Burnley had for their second.
Yeah.
He was kind of at the crime of the scene, but like it was
That's just
just
a good finish. Yeah.
yeah,
It's the one player that's a little shaky though. Like I know he's still really young too, but Lenny Euro,
yeah.
he started off the season really well, got benched randomly, and then like his confidence has just been like up and down.
Hmm.
And like when he is at fault, like some players rise, but like his confidence always just seems to keep tanking. And like when he makes a mistake, he just like keeps instead of playing better, he just plays worse.
Yeah,
He
Lenny
has a
Euro's
lot of
been a
potential,
weird
but
one. Yeah, he's
yeah,
been a weird player for me. Because I didn't know much about him coming into the season, but United fans were going crazy over him, and we're like, ah, dude, he's the next Varane type.
hmm,
And like, I remember Madrid guys were like
because they
glazing
thought they were
him,
getting
and
him. Yeah,
yeah, they wanted him really bad. But I don't know if like he's even at that stand. Like for me, it seems like he's a come off the bench type standard right now.
hmm,
But I think on the positive note, at least, this was the first time I really watched with Diallo being out with AFCON. First time seeing uh, and Mbuemo Lacey
yeah,
play, and he looks like a nifty little youngster there.
yeah. That's his trademark. Coming off the right and always looking to just whip it in or shoot with his left. He has like a nasty left foot. Like if you look at his academy highlights, that's all he does. But like it's like a one trick pony, but it works.
Hmm.
Don't want to jinx it, but it's like a higher level Anthony. So it's cut into that left.
Yeah, you were pretty excited about this kid, but I mean, even today against Brighton, he looked pretty good.
Hmm.
Um,
He could have been
and then
a
another player,
super sub shout out to
yeah,
Burnley.
a player that's been disappointing again is Cunha for me in this one. Just quiet.
Yeah, and then when he does get on the ball, he always tries to force it.
Hmm.
I mean, I love his mentality, but like, I feel like he still puts so much pressure where he feels like he has to be the guy, like he
Yeah.
was at Wolves, and like just does too much at times, loses it out so easily. So I still have patience with him just because I know he has the quality. It's just it's not shown it yet. I mean, we've seen glimpses, obviously,
Hmm.
um, but as of late, especially with like the Afcon situation, them being out, it seems like he's just trying to force it a lot more upon himself.
Yeah. Have you with the Afro? Have you seen? Did you see that tweet I sent over with? I think it was saying like Diallo. He eats like he plays.
Yeah, I saw that was
Dude,
hilarious.
that was hilarious. Yeah, for viewers, you need to just look that up on Twitter. But like, the way he plays, he's so like shifty and stuff like that. And like the way he eats, like when he was eating with his hands too, with the rice, he was doing like kind of the same.
He's had
But
three games, 3 goals, 3 man of the matches for Ivory Coast.
wow, yeah, he's been a big miss, but
Hmm.
especially Dallo just slows down play a lot. Um, but yeah, both our teams I think kind of just struggling right now. But we'll
Yeah.
see what these new managers kind of if things change.
Hmm.
Um, and then we'll move on to the last one that we'll cover today. Well, I guess we have the Madrid El Clásico, but um, in the Premier League, Bournemouth played Tottenham as well. Probably the most entertaining game midweek, but Tottenham dropping points again, losing 3-2 to Bournemouth. Uh, Started off strong. Teus Tell getting a goal. Um, and I felt like it was a pretty even game throughout, but it was just back and forth. And Semenyo, last game for the Cherries, and ends up getting the winner for them.
That was the
I'm
most scripted goal ever.
Yeah, he
It was his birthday last game for Bournemouth.
and I feel like his
Last minute.
transfer, like there's been talks about him getting a move, but like I
Hmm.
don't know, the move to City just seems so quiet and under the radar.
Yeah, the whole thing was him at Liverpool, and then it slowly shifted to United and City were interested. And then there was like a video released where he was talking about like how Calvin Phillips was like one of his like favorite players, and his move to City was a fail or something. So then United players or United fan base were all speculating, oh, maybe we'll have like the upper hand, um,
Hmm.
us to Liverpool, and then yeah, City out of nowhere.
Yeah, and then in the FA Cup game, he won man of the match. So a lot of talent there at
Hmm.
City for that position. Um, but
Cheap,
Bournemouth,
cheap release clause too.
yeah, and that was a much needed win for Bournemouth. They've been kind of struggling to get a win.
Was it 11 winless?
Yeah, how do you think they'll deal with the loss of Semenyo?
It'll be a hard replacement, but I think they kind of tested it out a little bit, um, playing Krupi and Evan Nielsen together. And Krupi's been um, like really shining. I know he's still young, so it's gonna be hard to fill the boots of Semenyo, but I feel like Ariel is a good enough manager. And they got quality players to not get affected too badly.
Yeah, his goal was nice. That he just smacked that one.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, Spurs again, dude. They're just struggling right now, and I think
And they had to
a
get
big
goals
issue.
out of like just brilliance, the
Yeah,
bicycle, like
I feel like their biggest issue right now is midfield and creating chances. Um, yeah, the number 10. I think Xavi Simmons. This was one of his better games, but the bar has
low
been kind
bar.
of low.
Yeah.
But I think just the defensive mid position, like Bergvall and Paulinho, just you need someone that can create a little more.
Mhm.
Um,
Sar
but I
was
think,
doing pretty well at the start, and then I think he came down with an injury.
yeah, and he
So I
just
will
hasn't
say,
been
I
able
will
to.
give him like, I feel like Thomas Frank, he's been getting a lot of heat, but like when you're missing like creators in Kulusevski and Madison, and then Sar, who is like having to fill in, him being out too
Mhm.
is like, but then yeah, you spend so big on Xavi Simmons, so
Yeah, and if you like look at their back line, like it's a pretty talented back line. Like it's almost you could say world class. Romero,
yeah.
um, and then but like yeah, I think there's one guy they should really go after hard this transfer window.
What
Um,
position?
like
Let me
that defensive
guess.
mid
Defensive mid. Um, yeah, I'm
from
blank.
I'll say from Bundesliga, and this is a player I thought y'all should have gotten to.
Pavlovich.
Nah,
Oh, Stiller.
yeah, I think he defensively he's decent, but like he's not as physical or like doesn't win many aerial duels, but like I feel like if you're paired with someone like Polina or Bergval, doesn't have to, but like he can create from deep.
Mm,
His passing range is insane. So I think someone like him pairing
yeah.
with Bergval or Polina would be much needed for Spurs.
Yes, Thomas Frank. He's because I saw the whole. I don't know if you saw that image circulating where he was drinking tea during warm-ups, and it was from an Arsenal mug, and I was like, all right, that's on you, buddy.
Yeah, or it's like a paper cup, and he's
Yeah.
like, I didn't realize, like he's like it was just a cup. He needed some
Hmm.
coffee. I didn't think it was that big of a deal, but like, yeah, fans just ride over anything.
Yeah. Um, yeah. So Tottenham, they're what are they sitting in? They've had a really poor stretch of runs.
I think they're doing worse than under Ange.
Oof. Yeah, not good. And I've just seen a lot of they're in 14th. I've just seen a lot of like stories that I don't know how true it is, obviously with like journalism, but like players are bored of Thomas Frank's like play style and management. Um,
Yeah, so rough times there for
Crazy.
Tottenham.
Should have just stayed at Brentford. You'd be sitting at fifth.
Yeah, crazy. Yeah, Brentford, dude, they're
I
they
had
made
my
Igor.
relegation.
Same, I think so.
I think I'll finally
But
admit their strikers kind of real. Igor
Igor,
Thiago.
yeah, yeah, he's in the race for a Golden Boot. Crazy.
Crazy.
I think
Right behind
most goals
Holland.
by most goals by a Brazilian in one campaign too.
That's insane.
Insane. But yeah, we can move on to the next game now, which is El Clásico today. What was the cup?
It's
It
called the
was
Super Cup.
yeah, Super Cup in Saudi. Barca versus
It's all about
Real
the
Madrid.
money.
It
So
is.
Barca's what do you call
Um,
it? Lever?
uh, what was it? 3-2.
Yeah.
Barca ended up winning, but yeah, Real just kind of set up very defensive. We're
At
like,
least the
okay,
first
Barca.
half. Yeah.
Yeah, first half for sure. We're like, okay, come break us down. Barca said bet. They scored 2 goals in the first, and then Real also. Um, Vinny was cooking Kunde today. Um, he
Finally,
always
about
has these
time.
he has these glimpses where he looks so good.
Hmm.
Um, and today was one of them. Rodrigo also he's been on fire this year,
Yeah.
scoring a goal. But then Barca, who scored that last one? Was it Rafinha
Rafinha,
off a
so
deflection?
lucky. He slipped
Yeah,
and yeah, poor contact. Just so lucky.
yeah. Um, I think Barca dominated, but even towards the end there, Real, especially when Mbappe came in, had a few chances that just wasted. Asensio, that his header straight to John Garcia, Carrera to his strike, wide open, right to Garcia.
Yeah, I mean, Real Madrid definitely had their chances. I will say, Hoyson looks a little off this game. Um,
Who did?
Dean Hoyson,
Yeah,
his I don't know, his at Bournemouth he was like so good, but started off the season well at Real Madrid, and ever since like I think it was an injury he picked up, and then when he came back, he just it's a bit of a drop off.
yeah. Um, I know Asensio was getting a lot of the hate
I thought he had a
this
good
game,
game.
but I thought he was
Yeah.
decent. Yeah. Um, and Xabi Alonso has been running Valverde to the ground. Ended up getting hurt today. Uh, that's pretty serious when he needs to be
Hmm.
subbed.
Yeah, he asked for the sub too. Yeah. Um, and then I guess before we wrap up the games, also just
Hmm.
United. The one positive we can look at is we officially haven't had the worst loss of the year. Palace suffered a crazy loss. Um,
Oh yeah, to
they lost to a
60, right?
non-league. Yeah. And one of the goal
Insane.
scorers for that non-league, he was a the winner of Love Island or something.
Oh, that's wild.
Or they had a player that was on Love Island. Yeah.
Dude, I love those stories, like seeing what their jobs are.
Hmm.
There's one guy who owns like a gym. Another was like a highway patrol guy.
He got man of the match, the Highway Patrol
Highway
guy.
patrol.
Yeah.
That's wild. Um, yeah, shout out to what was that team called? Like
Uh,
Marcy Field or something?
yeah, Marcy Field.
Messley Field, yeah. I saw them afterwards at a pub, just like drinking and celebrating.
Oh yeah, they won't care if they get knocked out now.
No. Yeah. And I think Palace were previous winners of the FA Cup, right? Last
Yeah,
year?
they won it last
Yeah.
year because they got finessed out of the Europa League. Yeah,
Yeah, that's right.
and
Yeah.
they played maybe like half their starters.
Yeah, insane. And also not as big, but still Wrexham as well. They beat a Premier League side as well.
Oh no way.
Yeah. Um, and I think they're in the top, like close to making it to the championship. I think they're a point away
Oh
from automatic qualification.
dang,
Yeah.
crazy.
So, uh, yeah, that's all the games we wanted to touch on. I think next we'll just go through. Do you want to just talk about kind of the title race and how the league
Yeah,
is shaping up?
yeah. So we have currently the top three because those are the closest. First, we have Arsenal, second, City, and third, Villa. But City, they've dropped points. They tied who was it? They tied Brighton and they tied Chelsea
Hmm.
and they tied Sunderland the before. So that's if I do my maths, 6 points dropped.
Yeah.
So they could have been at 49 points as well. But those are 6 big points dropped, whereas Arsenal, they drew most recently to Liverpool, but they beat Bournemouth in that thriller 3-2, and then statement win 4-1 versus Villa. Um, so City, they'll be playing us this coming weekend. Villa, I mean, they've been on fire. Had the blip
Hmm.
versus Arsenal. They got Everton this weekend, and then Arsenal. Who do they have this coming weekend? Oh, they got you guys.
Yeah.
No, that's in the EFL. Sorry, in the Prem,
Y-
they got Forest. Still slightly tricky.
hmm
So, based on that, who do you think? You think it's still Arsenal's to lose, or you think City can put up a fight, especially with Semenyo coming in now?
I think City can still put up a fight, and don't count out Villa either. But I think if Arsenal don't win the league this year, it's a Arteta's out and biggest bottle job that I've seen.
Yeah, it has to be.
But like, I mean, going back to even their game against Liverpool, Arsenal really struggle to break down these low block teams.
Mm.
Um, like Gyökeres, I don't know how much of a difference Havertz will be, but like Gyökeres playing him to feet, he doesn't have anyone to link up with, and like everything just comes from out wide, and like it's Saka, and like
Even
he's the only one
Saka's
that.
been a little. He's had a little dip in form, and that just
Mhm.
it's hard to rely on others when he's like your main guy. I think Odegaard's definitely looked a lot better. Um,
Yeah.
the let it all work out guy. He's been. Um, I don't know why he hasn't really gotten the game time. Um,
Yeah, and when he was signed, everyone thought like he would be the one replacing Martinelli, but
mhm.
I feel like now it's just Martinelli and Trossard has locked up that spot.
Yeah.
And then, oh, yeah, Odegaard, just the way he's been playing, has looked kind of undroppable.
Yeah, I really hope Arsenal bottle it because, like, I'm not going to change my mind. I still feel very like they're not entertaining to watch, even though they're not really set piece FC anymore because we took that spot. But like, I hate to admit it, but City they're actually really entertaining to watch. Um, Same with Villa.
Yeah.
Whereas like Arsenal, it feels like it's like a chore to watch them.
hmm Yeah, I don't enjoy watching them at all. And for a team that should be winning the league, it's sad that they can't break down these teams.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I think Villa still they're still somewhat in the title race. I think Unai is just he's so good as
Impressive
a coach.
nonetheless. Yeah,
Yeah.
the position he's got him in.
Like even against us, like the changes that Unai made, pulling Jadon Sancho and um, Morgan Rogers, kind of making them inverted,
Hmm.
putting him in, like just little tweaks like that in game management's crazy.
Yeah, Morgan Rogers been crazy form as of late.
Yeah. But yeah, I
Um,
think this is definitely Arsenal's to lose.
yeah, for sure. They got yeah, especially with those City draws. Um, City could have really applied the pressure, but
Yeah, they especially against us, they really ruined their chance
yeah,
with
I
like
was
they were just
expecting like a beating, like a 3-0. Um,
they just seemed too comfortable against us and we just kind of stole it late. Like
mm,
they should have put away their chances.
yeah, so hopefully, well, it's hard as a United fan on who I want to win the title.
Yeah.
Even for a Chelsea fan, because I know you don't like City either. But entertainment wise,
Yeah.
like Holland, his YouTube channel's entertaining and like jerky
Yeah,
vibes.
yeah, I feel like Pep has really changed his system. Like it almost looks like I don't know if it's the influence of that Liverpool assistant, but like they feel more like the older
Old,
Liverpool team
yeah.
where they're just like all gas and like more
Hmm.
transition football too this year, which we haven't really seen under Pep.
Yeah. Um, oh, also, just 'cause I just saw it pop up, for the AFCON semifinals, old Liverpool friends meeting up, Salah
Oh,
versus
Mane.
Mane.
Yeah, that's gonna be a big
Um,
one. It's next
speak,
Wednesday, right?
I think so. Yeah,
Yeah.
Wednesday is the semis, and then the following Sunday is the final. So,
AFCON is so long, man.
yeah. Who you got winning it? We got Nigeria versus Morocco, and then Egypt versus Senegal.
I think Nigeria, they have to kind of missing out in the World Cup. They have to win
Yeah, they
something.
gotta, yeah, pull
And
something
then
out.
I'll say Egypt. It would be cool to see a Salah carry
Mm.
job.
Oh, after all this drama
Yeah,
that's been happening,
but I
yeah.
kind of hope Senegal.
They're all likable
Yeah,
teams. It's a hard one.
AFCON is so entertaining too. Like just
Yeah.
the shithousery that goes on. I don't know if
Hmm.
you saw who was it? Gabon, I think, recently lost and towards the bottom of their group, and whoever the president of the country is and stuff was like, I'm suspending the soccer team. Like I'm suspending the team,
Oh, no way.
which means like it was kind of confusing. Like what do you mean suspending?
Yeah.
And he's not even the president of like the soccer federation. He's just the president of the country.
Oh
It
my.
was like it was a pathetic performance, and so I'm
Yeah.
suspending. And what did he say? Something like basically they're not training, they're not getting
Oh, what the
paid or
heck?
anything.
Yeah. Jeez.
And then the whole which one was it? Can you just
Cameroon.
tell Cameron tell them the whole
Yeah,
situation?
where they had. So Samuel Eto'o, um, he's like the president or like on the board for the Cameroon Federation, and he was basically the head coach of Cameroon. He had like obviously his starting 11 preference, and one of them like obviously was like Andre Onana and like Vincent Okbar.
hmm
Um, but then Eto, he's like kind of a schemer. He don't want his like speculations. He didn't want his goal record to be broken by Akbor because he was only like a few goals away. So then he was suggesting like hiring someone else who would listen to him that wouldn't have Akbor or Onana on the squad. So I haven't followed through with the story, and I don't know who. I think he might have fired the manager because Cameroon they don't have Vincent Akbar or Onana in this AFCON tournament. So it's just that whole drama and they got knocked out pretty early when it came to the knockouts.
In Gabon, they have I forgot to mention, but like Aubameyang too, he was suspended by the president of the country. Him specific, I'm not
The
sure.
star player.
Yeah. But AFCON, pure. Oh yeah, and also I don't know if you saw Uganda.
Uh-uh.
Their prime minister, president also, they lost, and I think they were in the bottom of the group, but they had one play where like the keeper came out and it was like a wrong decision. You know when you're caught in the middle, you gotta.
Yeah.
So he like came out all the way and then decided to track back, and then like one of the defenders, instead of going after the player, went to the goal line, tried to
Mm.
head it out, and so president also he held a interview with the team
Mm.
and basically interrogated the defenders and goalkeeper and said like,
Jeez.
what was your thinking about
Yeah.
that play?
And then there's one, you've probably seen him. He's been scoring like every game for Morocco, El Khabib or something.
Yeah.
Um, and apparently his story is crazy. Like he kind of came to rise like super late, like a late bloomer, and he scored, I think, a bicycle like 2 or 3 games in a row
Oh, I saw
for
that. Yeah.
Morocco.
Crazy.
And then there's one team like AFCON, just so many stuff happening. There's one team that went through 3 keepers in one game. They had one keeper, he was playing, and then he got injured, got subbed, and the substitute keeper came in. He got a red card, so then they had to bring the third one.
Pure entertainment.
And then the last was the Congo guy. He was like honoring the prime minister, their first ever prime minister, and like he stood like a statue for the full 90 minutes, then like for all their games. And then when they got knocked out versus Algeria, like he ended up falling, broke his statue in the
Broke his.
Algeria guy saw him in the crowd and like imitated him, but he had no clue that what he was doing.
Was political.
Yeah.
Oh, that's jokes. Yeah, AFCON is entertaining. Touchline crowd, just great.
Hmm.
But yeah, we'll move on. Last one is just talk about our managers.
Therapy
Incoming
session time.
therapy. Um, but yeah, about a week and a half ago, Maresca
About a
got
week ago.
sacked. I think like right after Christmas.
It was New Year's Day.
New Year's Day. Okay. He got sacked, and it's kind of unfortunate. I feel like Maresca has done a really good job for us. Just kind of stabilizing the team. Like they were a gluttony of players that we had. I think he's done well with that. But it felt like the board wanted just to go to the next level, and Maresca wasn't that. I know there like Maresca, the way he would practice and wanted our team to set up was very possession based, controlling games. But when we would actually play, like that wasn't really our style. And so I think it sounds like Blue Co wanted, like it wasn't what they were looking for, his style of play. So I'm kind of upset just with how I think Maresca is a really good coach, but it's also weird. I think Maresca is eyeing another job because he he's really involved with the team and everything, but the game against Bournemouth, he didn't even give a speech or anything, and he always does. And he just went into the locker room, dressed, and went to the field, which is really strange. He didn't give a talk or anything, but it sounds like maybe he's saving himself too from any tarnish to his name, because this was kind of a mutual agreement for him to leave.
Yeah.
And I know there's interest from replacing Pep at City. So I think he's eyeing that job. And then also he's been getting interest from Juventus. So I think this was an agreed thing, and he's been eyeing somewhere else. Yeah. Um, I don't know if United is like a step up from Chelsea, but I think within the Premier League, City definitely is. But it sounds like Porter Glasner. I know Glasner. He wrote a 100-page essay on how United can be fixed and what he would do if he
Try
was.
hard.
Yeah, dude. I mean, he's got a resume, CV, and everything, but he's like, let me do some extra credit work here. Probably makes sense why Palace might be struggling.
Yeah.
Focused on the wrong things, buddy.
hmm I don't want him.
And then our incoming manager is from Strasbourg, which is kind of like our sister club. Um, Liam Rosenior is how
I
you
don't know
say
how to
his.
say the last name. It's
Yeah.
complicated. Resume.
Um, he managed at Derby, I believe, as like an assistant, and then got a move to Hull. And he actually coached Delap there. Delap was pretty good under him. And then he got sacked there just because, even though he did really well with Hull, Hull's manager was like, we want more entertaining football, not just eke out these wins. Um, and then he went to Strasbourg, and he's really transformed that club. But what I like about him is he adapts to the players that he has. He's not stuck to just one formation either. He does like to play kind of a, how would you say it? Maybe like a 3-2-1-3 type formation. Um, but yeah, he's definitely adaptable. Like that's what he said too. Is like, yeah, whole. I knew I couldn't play the way I wanted to, like with Strasbourg, because I just didn't have that type of team. Like Hull was like in relegation battle when he came in and struggling financially, so he had to work with what he had, and he almost got them promotion. So that's what I like about him. So we'll just see, but I think it's just inexperience might be one thing that bites him. It's kind of like Graham Potter getting that big move from Brighton to Chelsea. Just hope
Yeah.
it's not kind of the same story there.
So what's your predictions on how y'all will finish the remaining of the season?
I think it's just going to be a time of experimenting. But the way he speaks too, he's very level-headed. Sounds really like a veteran coach. So he knows what he's doing, and reactions from players, they seem to really like his style of coaching. So
Yeah.
I think this year might be a little of a wash, but we'll see starting next year.
Nice.
And we go back to just trusting youngsters. Strasbourg was full of
That was
just
full of
young
youngsters.
teams.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm sure he'll bring that one player over from Strasbourg or fight for him. The guy who can play like the left wing back, Belgium guy.
oh, Diego something.
Yeah.
And then we are getting Amika Egbu or something, the French striker,
Oh, nice. Okay.
can kind of play in the midfield as well.
Hmm.
But he loves building up from the, like exactly what Bluco wants, controlling possession,
Yeah.
building from the back slow. His build up's really slow,
hmm
um, and he loves just playing like the numbers game, and so he utilizes his keeper a lot. Um, Penders, he's really good with his feet. I think he's American, and I think he had like the most passes or touches by a keeper in the Liga by like 100. Um, and so I know Robert Sanchez, that will be something for him, is like his goalkeeper, he puts him right next in between his center backs. It's insane.
Interesting. And we'll see how, because I feel like Maresca, like you just were kind of talking about, not seeing eye to eye with the higher ups. But then like this Liam Rosenior guy kind of left Hull City, as you mentioned, like not agreeing with the board. Like if a conflict does arise, like if it's going to be a same story type deal, which kind of sucks because yeah, Maresca was, I mean, got y'all trophies first season. I mean, I feel like brought stability for sure
Mm-hmm.
as well.
So it's a sad loss, but I'm excited for Liam Rosner. It's a big step up for him. But
Is he going
Strasbourg,
to be the youngest manager?
I'm not sure.
Is he younger, older than Fabian?
Dude, I don't know. Fabian Hertzer is pretty young, so I don't know.
There's a picture I saw that came up of Fabian Hurstler in the when he was like playing youth, and he was defending Pogba.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's wild. But yeah, I mean, Strasbourg are one of the most entertaining teams in Europe. So Hopefully
Especially over the last like 2, 3 years. So.
yeah. And Blue Co, I mean, being our sister club, they know what he's about. So
Yeah, I've seen some videos. Like, it's funny. You get comp videos of managers too nowadays, and like he seems like a no nonsense type guy in the locker room.
yeah, people are saying like Thomas Tuchel type
Uh
vibes.
huh. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I think literally the next day or 2 days later, I woke up. First thing I see is Ruben Amorim has been sacked. Texted you immediately in the morning, and you're like,
I didn't even know about it until you texted me.
"Yeah, I think it was like 6:37."
Yeah,
And you were like, "No way," and I was like, "Yeah, seriously." And then I think it just ruined the rest of your day.
dude, I was so sad. Because I told you I've been on that Ruben Amorim train this whole time. I think it was similar to a Maresca type situation. It was after the Wolves game, where we tied in the press conference. He literally said, like, I came to be the manager, not just the head coach of Manchester. Like, essentially saying he wanted to kind of have control of the team. That's what he was promised. And then he also said in the press conference, like, I'll do my job, but I also need others behind the scenes, whether it be technical director, scouting departments, to do their job. So that was just already bad looks. And then you watched the Newcastle game where we got that surprising win.
Yeah.
That's when we were first missing the players due to AFCON, and we saw there he switched to a back four, experimenting.
Looked
that
pretty
was-
good too.
Yeah, yeah, and that's because the Jason Wilcox and the higher ups like told him, let's try the back four. And then after that, it was like we were playing the easier side, so he wanted to revert to his back three. And then apparently there's now reports saying that players were like slightly confused because they thought they were going to stick with the back four now. So then apparently he had a huge fallout with Wilcox because he was basically saying like, or is after the Leeds game where they're like, "What are you doing? Like switching back, all that nonsense." Or sorry, he got sacked after the Leeds game. After that is where he did the press
Yeah.
conference. After the Wolves is where Wilcox was like, "What are you doing? Why'd you switch to back three? La la la." So then he got the sacking after the Leeds game, and I think it's a big mistake. Yeah, he does have, as a Man United manager, the worst win percentage in history. But I think in terms of like cultural shifts and team environments, he's changed the most. Where like we always had like leaks of players like of player power essentially, and players leaking out like bad vibes and stuff. And whereas Amarin completely eliminated that, got rid of like some of the snakes, the bomb squad as you call it,
Yeah,
mentality.
I feel for Bruno too. Is like he stayed because of
Amarin convinced them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like whole mentality's changed. We're like, even if we lose, like go behind, we always find a way to come back and stuff. So I feel like it's a lot of promising signs. And we were sitting in fifth at the time. Sitting in fifth, going missing players from AFCON, like I feel like that was a good position. So I don't know. I was quite hurt with the sacking. And I saw stats like we were third. I'll have to read them out to you, but we were like third in terms of, and I know I'm not a big stats guy, but like third in terms of XG created. Let me see if I have these stats readily available. I don't have, yeah, I don't have them readily available. But third GA, and I think we were like up there with most chances created and stuff, most passes in final third, all those type of stats. So it's just annoying because I feel like he was in the step in the right direction, and I feel like he was just starting the rebuild process, and now we're back to square one.
Yeah, especially like the players you all signed, like Dorgu, for example, is just like so niche to the way
Yes.
Aaron wants to play, and now you're either having to find a coach that plays like Amorim, or you just wasted a ton of money.
Yeah. And I don't want Glasner because as good as Glasner is, he's a bit more defensive minded, and it's not exciting watching your team sit back majority of the match and playing off like just one or two chances. Um, so I've seen the rumors where caretaker candidates are Michael Carrick or Ollie back at it. Even though I don't think it will be as fun of a ride with Ollie, because I think part of Ollie's success was that he had talents such as Carrick and Karen McKenna with him when he was in the job the first go round. But the way it ended with him, I wouldn't mind seeing him at this point.
Get a redemption, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, like Amarin, I feel like he kind of also masks a lot of his um not mistakes, but just like his weaknesses with just the way he talks. Like he's such a good speaker.
Hypnotizer.
Yeah, where I don't know, like just from things I've heard from the way he runs his training sessions too was like too basic, like not at the level that it should be. A lot of it was just like watching walkthroughs and like uh team one players would be like on the sideline just watching, not even playing, and he would do these walkthroughs and like physically drag players position to position where he'd want them to be, and it was like too basic and um I don't know, it just feels like maybe it was like too big of a job for him.
Mm. Yeah, I don't know. It's just the board. Like people talk about Glazers that, Glazers this. Yeah, like yeah, they're kind of toxic in terms of like kind of just taking the fans' money, because they're in debt and all that. But like Ineos, man, we got people with like brain cells the size of like a 2-year old. Like if you wanted to sack him, why not do it before the season started? Um, like
Yeah, and
like
then
what
does
you
it make
mentioned, we
sense
just
you
spend
guys
so much just for him.
and it doesn't make sense that you guys are like why not after the season I too, like he's
Exactly.
top 5 already, like
It's a
way
big
above
jump. Yeah.
expectations. Yeah.
Yeah. Like our goal, yeah, it's a low goal, but like our goal for him was pretty much just qualify for Europe. So Omar Barada, this man, he must be like senile, seeing the vision of us winning the league in 2028. It's 2 years.
Yeah.
Craziness.
I feel like it's a little of their ego, where Amarim like speaking out in front of in the press conference like that, uh,
Yeah.
was probably like the last straw.
But I liked how he did that, but ultimately it cost him his job.
Hmm.
But I guess it's just similar to like if I talked crap about like my boss at the company, essentially
Yeah.
bad looks.
But I guess like let's say Aldi comes in, fills in for a while.
I don't care if we get relegated with him.
Yeah.
I
Who
don't give two craps.
I guess like who would you eye for like a longer term manager?
um, I feel like we
There's one
need.
guy that or a couple that I unrealistic, but also like
All
who are
right.
your unrealistic dream and then
Uh-huh.
realistic too.
Realistic is I need a manager that has Amarin's style or personality in terms of like strictness, because I feel like he struck fear into the players where players followed his orders. Um, Deserby would be a good one, and
That's
he
pretty
has that
realistic.
Premier League experience. Um, in terms of like I think player development and also like finding young talent, I think Xavi,
Yeah, he's the number one guy I think for you
he's your number
guys.
one,
Yeah.
and then unrealistic um, would be probably Thomas Tuchel, just because I think he'd be able to kind of play with the Amarin type style.
Mm. Yeah, I think unrealistic would be Antonio Conte. Because
Ooh,
if the goal was to win by 28, I think he'd be the guy to get that job done.
Yeah, just come in
Um,
for a year.
yeah. I do like Glasner and all that, but I think like the best guy for the job, I agree with you, is Xavi. I think he should be like number one on y'all's list. Just
I
I
don't
feel
know
like
if
what
we
he
would
did
see
at
instant success with them, but
Mhm. Yeah, I feel like his tenure at Barca goes a little overlooked because when he came into Barca, he had a terrible aging old squad. Um, Barca were in complete financial trouble and all that, but like he won two trophies with them, I think. He was the one that's like he was huge on the academy too. So
Mhm.
like he really turned like La Masia, like getting those guys onto the first team. He was the one to like play Lamine as well. He evolved Rafinha as well. Um, and I think he went like he got like second place with Barca, which
Yeah.
I know La Liga is a little like top heavy, but like still
Mhm.
that's impressive from them finishing what like eighth, ninth the previous
Yeah.
season. So I don't know. I just think like there's a lot of parallels to
Mhm.
United and what Barca was at that time.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind him. Because yeah, like at Barca, I feel like his job was kind of underrated.
Hmm.
Um, but I do know like there's reports that the board just wants a caretaker until the end of the season because um, Christian Vivel, he's like our sporting director, I think. And he wants after the World Cup to get Julian Nagelsmann, especially because Christian Vivel
Oh,
also worked at Red Bull Leipzig. I don't know about Nagelsmann.
yeah. Yeah, I feel like Xavi, dude, he's what, free agent right now? Like, I don't know if he's interested in the United job or really any coaching job right now.
Apparently, he said he'd be open to a move. Apparently, he's taken like classes to better his English.
Oh, okay.
So we'll see. But Amrin, paparazzi, they even after the sacking, they still spotted him at Manchester. So it's like, is it the city that maybe might be in talks? Because I know when he was at the United job, it was like stories of like he could be like the Pep replacement.
Hmm.
But then he was also linked to like West Ham. But then yeah, I don't know which side of the
It
story
was
it's
funny to see
on.
the memes of like how Amarin was like all smiles with his wife walking on in
Hmm.
Manchester, whereas like when Oli was sacked, he was all like tears and everything.
And like Amrin, he was like dapping up the paparazzi too after the sacking.
Yeah. Not good looks there.
Yeah. I will say though, Amrin, good memories, man. He was the one.
He, I don't know about all. I
I
think
had the
Xavi's really the
patience
one.
for him.
Yeah, I mean it is a project, but like Xavi, I think he also what he did at Barca, like you're saying with Amarin, no nonsense. Like Xavi
Hmm.
brought that to Barca, and
Hmm.
like what impressed me was just like his player development.
Yeah.
And he was also pretty adaptable in terms of like the way he wanted to play. Like he couldn't really
Hmm.
play tiki taka type with Barca, but like I don't know. I feel like he would be
Yeah.
the one to trust.
So all I'm gonna say though is the United fan base hating on Amarin. They're all hating because of Kavi Manu not getting PT. Harsh reality. They're all going to be hating on whoever the next manager is because now Diallo won't get the PT if we play like a back four. So
Yeah, it's
um,
gonna be a tough one there.
just a heads up. Even Kavi Manu, as a father, I'm very disappointed in you, son, on these little jabs at Amarin and the whole your Love Island brother with the T-shirt
That was
and the
ridiculous.
sister craziness.
Who was Jordan again?
Crazy. Classic. Oh man. Crazy. Our teams would be the center of the drama. We're having a very similar season.
Yeah, unfortunately, I didn't think we'd be there with y'all. Um, and then I guess we can just wrap it up with games to watch. I think we have midweek games. Do we? In the uh, what's it called? Like
Oh,
the EFL Cup. We play
yeah.
Arsenal. City play Liverpool, I think.
Newcastle.
Oh, that's right, Newcastle. Um, and then over the weekend, I'll just touch on the Premier League games. We have the Manchester Derby first thing in the morning.
These
Um,
schedulings.
and then we play Brentford at Stamford Bridge, which will be tricky. And then, like you mentioned, Nottingham plays Arsenal, and then Sunday, the big one is Villa Everton.
Hmm. And then around the world, who we got? We got in La Liga Saturday, Real Betis versus Villarreal. We got Leipzig versus Bayern Munich. Marseille boys take on Headers. Sunday, we got Real Sociedad versus Barcelona. And we got Lyon versus Brest. So around the league, the games are iffy.
Hmm.
And then Monday, oh, there is a game for Premier League Monday, Brighton, Bournemouth. But then also Serie A, we got Lazio versus your Como boys, who are still relatively doing pretty well, just outside of the Europa League spot. Um, so
Speaking of Lyon, I don't think we've talked about Endrick getting that big move from loan from Madrid
yeah.
to Lyon. So
hmm
I don't know if did you see the crazy contract clause there?
For who?
So, Endrick.
I thought it was a straight loan.
So yeah, it was a $1 million loan, but for every start he gets,
hmm
Madrid will take off 200,000. So essentially, if he starts 25 games, Lyon gets a free loan, essentially.
Uh,
So he started today, but uh, it's pretty smart. I think Madrid, he wasn't going to get playing time there just with the
mhm.
talent that they have, but this is really good for him to get. I think Madrid wanted him to get playing time as much as he can,
Yeah. Still
develop
quite young.
somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was a pretty interesting clause where they're like, okay, Leon, like start
hmm
him, give him playing time. Like this helps
Yeah.
us for him to develop,
It's a
and
win-win
you
for
get him for free.
everyone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, speaking of transfers though, I haven't really before we wrap it up, I haven't really seen that many transfers. I know the window kind of just did open up. But I haven't really even seen like links.
Mm-mm. Yeah, nothing from Chelsea. Um, but the semis, Atletico versus Real Madrid. For those listening, it was funny when Vinny got subbed off. Him and Diego Simeone got into it, and Simeone was basically saying like it was savage. He was like, "Do you hear these boos? It's for you." To
Mm,
Vinny, because Vinny had a poor game, and he was like laughing, mocking Vinny, and then
yeah.
Simeone is like, "Trust me, you're gonna get the phone call from Perez. You're gone after this season."
Oh, geez, that's savage.
Yeah,
El Cholo.
yeah, they hate each other.
Dang, that's savage. Oh, sorry, that would be my unrealistic manager, Diego Simeone. Um,
Ooh.
but I don't think he would ever leave Atletico.
Yeah, I don't think he would leave, but like because they spent so much for this
hmm
transfer window, I could see him getting sacked at Atletico.
If they kind of
Depending
have like a poor
if they do
season.
poor. Yeah.
Mm, yeah. Um, I think that's it for this week, though. With that, ladies and gentlemen, that's all for this week. Thanks for hanging out with us, and we'll be back next time to talk more footy, highlight game-changing super subs, and drop takes hotter than a Derby's day. As transfers do happen, we'll keep you updated on those as well. But if you enjoyed the chat, make sure to drop us a rating, like, and subscribe, and share the pod with your friends and family. But until then, keep the football chatter alive, and we'll catch you on the next episode. Peace.
Peace.